finally get to announce the Secret Soap series. I'm not going to blunder about and waste time. We're simply going to hop right into it, and I'll show you each soap and then the inspiration. Ladies and gentlemen, may I introduce the Hail Britain collection. This first one is a man soap with cool water from Wholesale Supplies Plus as the fragrance. I added coconut milk and Tessa silk fibers to produce a super moisturizing silky lather. The colors are rather galaxy-like, which would explain my inspiration. Behold, the TARDIS! Yes indeed, Doctor Who is my inspiration for the first Hail Britain soap. For those not familiar with the topic, this television series aired originally in the 60s, but as the Doctor is a Time Lord, not a human, he can regenerate, thus the story continues indefinitely. He's constantly saving the universe from destruction, with various companions to assist him in the process. And personally, my favorite Doctor is David Tennant. I made the next soap with the fragrance Twilight Woods and Tussa Silk as well. Now, I know it looks a bit odd because the colors don't really seem to complement each other at all. We have dark reds and blues on top and pinks and yellows on the bottom. However, both sections are designed to match a character, and they aren't very similar. Inspired by a British novel and BBC miniseries, I have named this bar North and South. This is a story about two people, Margaret Hale, a sweet naive girl from the south of England, and John Thornton, a hardened working man from the north. Both of them are extremely stubborn and yet have very different personalities. They live in a rather violent and dreary village where there is turmoil and uprising amongst factory laborers and their employers. Despite the difficulties, both Miss Hale and Mr. Thornton are drawn to each other, and the audience is left on the edge of their seat until the finale. This is my absolute favorite period drama, and I thought it therefore deserved a tribute in the form of soap. The fragrance for yet another man soap is Burberry London, and I used silk in this batch too. 'Twas my first real experiment with soap scrolls, and I must say that I was very, very pleased. The inspiration for this one is a bit varied. Gerard Butler, that face. Winston Churchill, great inspiration. David Tennant, already mentioned. Benedict Cumberbatch and Sherlock Holmes. Mr. Knightley from Emma. All the members of One Direction. Sir Ian McKellen. Hugh Grant, my mum's fave. Jim Chapman, fellow YouTuber. Martin Freeman. And James McAvoy. I seriously just took 11 of my favorite British gentlemen, the name of this soap by the way, and picked colors accordingly. I'm sure I have left out some good ones, but there are simply too many to list. My family recently welcomed a little sister named Polly onto the grand stage of life, and for my mother, natural baby soap is an essential. My baby soap is up to the standards of Nanada's house, the abbey and practice that both midwives and sisters in Call the Midwife reside. In this series, that continues this fall I believe, you watch from the perspective of midwives and other life givers during the 1950s, and I've really enjoyed it so far. It's interesting to know that all the stories are based on memoirs, and I think even Sister Evangelina would approve of this fan soap. For now, the final soap in the Hail Britain series is a cupcake scented with cherry almond and colored very, vividly. I love the glycerin soap ball on top and kind of wish I had made more of these little cupcakes. It's almost like something you would find down a rabbit hole. As a child, Disney's Alice in Wonderland was one of my favorite movies, after I got over the initial freakiness of it. When I got older, I read Lewis Carroll's Alice and Through the Looking Glass, and I pretty much fell in love with them. I don't know if it's commonly known that Lewis Carroll was a British author, but I thought I'd just inform you anyway, as that's kind of why these tie into the British theme. Of course, my favorite character was the Mad Hatter, and the runner-up is the Rabbit. This movie soundtrack and drop-dead gorgeous animation had me mesmerized. I hope the Wonderland cupcakes remind you of this whimsical place too, but remember, don't eat these, cause they won't make you grow any taller. Well, that's it for the original Hail Britain soaps. I think I'm gonna add some more though, because somehow I skipped Lady Mary Crawley. Thanks everyone for watching, and I hope you have a royally fabulous day.